This series is proudly presented by Tourism New Zealand and Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines offers you more than 18 flights a week to Auckland and Christchurch.
Kiaora! 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 To New Zealand! Hello everyone, I'm Timothy Go. I just landed in Christchurch for the start of my New Zealand adventure. So come, join me for the ultimate Kiwi experience. Christchurch International Airport. It is one of two gateways into New Zealand. It is a great starting point for exploring the South Island. And by all accounts, this land has got everything to offer. Lush landscapes, natural wonders, and all sorts of thrills and spills. It is the youngest country on Earth, but punches well above its weight with its dramatic scenery, superb food and wine, and magical outdoor adventures. And there's no better way to experience all that than having your own four wheels. So here I go. Hello, or as the locals would say, Kiaora, New Zealand. My first stop, the thermal resort town of Hanmer Springs, for the hot pools that they're famous for. It's a short 90-minute drive from the airport and a favorite weekend getaway for the Christchurch folks. Little wonder, too, the town offers a calming respite from the bustle of the city. But along the way, passing by one of these quaint little tea rooms, I couldn't help but be drawn in. It isn't quite summer yet, but who cares? You don't need a reason to enjoy ice cream, especially the good old hokey pokey ones favored in these parts. My craving satisfied, I head straight down to the spa to remove those kinks accumulated from the long flight. I've dropped my bags in the hotel room and it's time to check out what everyone here is talking about, the Hanmer Springs thermal pools. The minerals in the water are supposed to help repair my body and rejuvenate the senses. And after 9 hours of flying and 90 minutes of driving, I badly need it. These thermal springs have been attracting visitors for over 100 years. Oh, this is nice. You can choose among thermal mineral, sulfur, and freshwater pools of various temperatures. Apparently, it's the warmer, the better. Do as the locals do, bring a book, have a good soak, and feel the water work its magic on you. Well, after testing out all the other pools, I think I'm gonna settle into this one. It's one of the untreated sulfur pools, but you can't even smell it today. It feels so good. I can feel my body being repaired even as I speak. It's very relaxing. I think I'm gonna fall asleep right here. And when the water gets too hot outside, you can always go indoors for a different kind of treatment. After all, a spa experience won't be complete without a massage. Wendy's expert hands knead away all those kinks, transporting me to a different land. The next morning, sufficiently rested, I head northwards towards the coastal town of Kiaora. It's an exchange of mountains for the sea. The town is a 3-hour drive away, tucked between the rugged seaward Kiaora Range and the Pacific Ocean. It offers sweeping coastal views along the way that are part of the treat. Kiaora is a base for all sorts of adventures: whale watching, seal spotting, snorkeling. But my first choice, quad biking up hill country. All right, I've got my helmet on. I look kind of dorky, but I'm sure it's for safety reasons.
It's all there for a reason, just in case you fall off.
We don't want that to happen, but
No.
Tell me, Alistair, what are we going to see up there?
What you're going to see up there, we have a 1,600-acre property. Okay, it's a third-generation family farm. Both myself, Johnny, my brother, and my wife, Anita. It's all run by that. We see sheep and cattle.
How many sheep?
We've got just over 2,000 ewes,
Wow.
plus lambs, and 100 cows plus calves.
All right, and anything wild up there?
Anything wild? The odd tourist, but mostly birds, seals. On a good day, you get to see the dolphins.
Okay.
That's pretty much it, and some really, really good views of the whole coast.
Can't wait to see all those, so I'm going to hop on one of these and get going.
Definitely.
Kiaora is one of those rare places in the world with mountains so close to the sea. Its history goes a long way back and has undergone vast changes, as Alistair tells me.
There's a little bit of Maori heritage in Kiaora. It used to be a very, very strong fishing town and farming town, but it's now tending towards tourism with whale watch, dolphin encounter, etc. It's really, really changing.
The four-wheeler is one of the best ways to see the sights here in Kiaora. We're going to go up the hill, down the coast, so join me. With a little bit of tuition, and we're all set to go. It almost feels like riding a motorbike, except this one is way rougher. It's breathtaking out there. Take a look at that. It's amazing. It's like a little piece of heaven right here. At the edge of the farm is a colony of seals. There are a few dozens out there right now, if you can see them. They're sunbathing. The rest are probably out fishing. It is their natural habitat. There's a lot of fresh marine life around here, and that's probably why they're here. Or they could just be enjoying the view, like I am. I'd hate to leave this place, but there are other places to see around this farm, so we're heading out there. I just have to mind all the animal dung around me so they don't splash out. Whoa, that was an awesome way of seeing Kiaora. Well, I need a shower, I know. It's a little bit too dusty. If you take a closer look, you can see dust all over my face. But hey, can I do it one more time? Great. To New Zealand.
Legend says this land was hauled from the ocean like a giant fish. And then it waited. In fact, these islands waited until every other country had been discovered before any human ever set foot here. Welcome to the youngest country on Earth.
Can you imagine when this race is run? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever, forever, forever young. I wanna be forever young.
Kiaora from New Zealand.
To New Zealand. Kiaora boasts of an abundance of marine life. Nutrients are rich in the waters here, so fish and sea mammals come here to feed. It's a fantastic place to catch the largest mammals of the sea, whales.
I'm very excited this morning. This is the first time I'm boarding a helicopter to go whale watching. Now, we may or may not see whales today because of the cloudy weather, but hey, if we don't, we'll go find the long white cloud New Zealand is famous for. So come join me.
Of course, there are many ways to watch whales: by boat, by plane, or by helicopter, or even standing by the coast. But if you want to see the whole whale rather than just the tail, flipper, or the spout, then go by air. Along with the whale, you can take in sights of the Kiaora coastline. 45 minutes up in the air, but the whale is nowhere in sight. Oh wait, there it is. There it is again. Well, that wasn't a good example of looking for a whale. We had to do it twice, but we found the whale. It was about 18 meters. It's amazing. I mean, I've never been so close to a whale before, so this is one hell of an experience. I'd do it again. And the chopper ride, amazing. Enamored of the Kiaora coastal views, I asked the locals to recommend other vantage points. They pointed me to a vineyard at the top of the hill, just a 5-minute drive away. And they were right. Up here, you can drink in the entire panorama of the Kiaora coastline. Neroli says her vineyard is popular with wine tourists, especially for first-timers like me. It is the newest addition to the Marlborough wine region. It's almost flowering season. Neroli harvests only yearly, and her wines range all the way from fruity Chardonnays to oaky Pinots.
We wanted, the one thing is to have a serious wine label, and the other thing was to really focus on wine tourism and really take a little bit of the mystery out of the wine industry. So part of it here is to give them a great experience of Kiaora itself, but also a little taste of the flavours and just a little bit of education about the wine. But the big factor is to enjoy.
Neroli is happy to bring you around her amazing cellar. And up at the cafe, you can also taste her wines while mingling with other vineyard visitors.
Yes, very nice.
Now that I've had my sip, I head out in search of Kiaora's other specialty, crayfish. I was told that there's a side of the road set up near the coast offering fresh, succulent crayfish. It's where the locals go to get their fix. All right, I'm gonna order the crayfish with the garlic and butter. I heard it's one of your legendary specialties. The owner goes out to fish every morning, and so what you get here are his daily catches. It's as fresh as it gets. Most folks pack to go, but I couldn't wait to get a taste. Smells great. So I ordered one to eat right here. Thank you very much. Let's go. It's really good, or I'm hungry. That's the last of it, and I know just the perfect place to wash my hands. To New Zealand!
Kiaora from New Zealand. Cheers.
To New Zealand!
The eyesight visitor centers, I'm told, are great places to obtain advice on local attractions, transport, and accommodation. So popping into one, I get a map, find my bearings, and start a new day in the coastal town of Kiaora. Maurice's grandfather was a Maori chieftain in Kiaora many decades ago, and their tribe's stake in this region goes back many generations. Today, he's taking the group of us on a tour of some ancient sites. The hongi is perhaps the most visual introduction to Maori culture. All you have to do is tap your nose twice against the other person's nose. The exchange of life's breath represents the fellowship of men. In partaking of the breath of life, all men are joined in one being.
My mountain is Hamilton Mountain. My canoe, I don't have a canoe, I have a small boat. We float on
River?
Fraser River.
Fraser River? Yeah. Some say we've got kicked out of it. And in true Maori tradition, we introduce ourselves to one another, stating our connection to the mountains and rivers. No Maori tour can be complete without a walk in the bush. The forest and all that resides in it are sacred to the Maoris. In the Maori worldview, men's ancestry is traced back to the gods who created these trees, and so men's destiny is intimately bound up with the fate of the forest. The 1,000-year-old tauta tree, for example, is a symbol of life for them.
For Māori, it's an important part of who we are, and it's called kaitiakitanga, and kaitiakitanga means guardianship, means caretaker, because our forests have fed us for hundreds of years, and our oceans have fed us for hundreds of years. So, and with the way the world is now, you know, we have a responsibility. Really, it's our responsibility today to look after them. And so the value of kaitiakitanga is an important part of the Māori culture. Welcome to our home.
My Maori name is Rima.
And my Maori name is Ono.
My canoe is called a Jeep Cherokee. My name is Tim, and my Maori name is Tahi.
Well done.
Kiaora. Well watch.
Well, I've been welcomed here to a traditional Maori home along with a bunch of other people from different parts of the world. I've been given the name Tahi, though I don't know what that means. I'll find out a little bit later on in our Maui experience here in New Zealand. But for now, I'm going to get a bite.
And so we spent an afternoon at the receiving end of Maori hospitality, hearing legends, visiting ancient sites, and understanding the indigenous use of trees and plants. And as it turns out, I wasn't the only one who enjoyed these hours.
We really aren't very familiar with Maori culture, so learning about the welcome, learning about how people identify themselves, and learning something about the history of and origins of Maori people here in New Zealand was really helpful and new for us.
And also I think the spiritual path of the Maori is very similar to other spiritual paths which identify with nature and the supreme being and the connection between the two. So it was quite interesting that way.
Hey, Kim. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I'm Stanley. Welcome to Hopiku Lodge and Tree Houses.
Heard so much about this place.
Well, it's nice to have you here in New Zealand and our beautiful town of Kiaora.
All right, let's have a look.
Absolutely.
What is the highlight of Hapuku Lounge?
Well, this is our lodge dining room and lounge, and we seat for dinner here every evening for guests here at the lodge. We seat about 24 to 26 at one seating, but the lodge holds 30 guests. So we have room for everyone every night, of course.
Okay. Tell me more about the lodge. There's a tree house.
Yeah, we have
a few tree houses, yes.
This lodge was built about 5 years ago, and then 2 years ago we built some beautiful tree houses out over the
So on
Olive Grove.
actual trees you built
They're built
accommodation.
up into the trees, and you'll see there's extraordinary structural engineering that went into building these tree houses. They are literally suspended up in the trees.
So they're not the type of tree houses I'm thinking of right now, you know, when you were a kid climbing up a ladder or...
They were inspired by the Wilson family's tree houses when they were children in Christchurch, and that's where the inspiration comes for these beautiful lodging accommodations.
Okay, they have state-of-the-art beds and everything else is...
It's total luxury.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's good to know.
Should we take a walk and just see them? Great. So, the beautiful seaward Kiaora range. Well, this is Korimaku. All of our tree houses are named after birds, and one of our goals here at Hapuku Lodge is to restore the natural New Zealand habitat for the birds. Quite beautiful, so come on in.
Wow.
So this is your tree house.
With an open bathroom.
Yeah, beautiful bathroom with a view of the sea. And a beautiful private deck out back here where you can see the Kiaora Peninsula.
The Kiaora Seaward Mountain Range is in plain view from here, but it's still not all. Arresting views and lovely treehouses aside, what I was really looking forward to was the crayfish dinner the lodge is famous for.
All right, well, Rich is the chef here at the Hapuku Lodge, and crayfish is the specialty.
Crayfish seems to be what people like to eat, that's for sure.
Crayfish is the specialty
Of
here at
Kiaora,
Kiaora,
yes,
right?
exactly.
So what kind of crayfish am I going to eat tonight?
Well, you're going to eat one of our crayfish live out of our tank. I'll pull it out for you. It will be about as fresh as it's going to get. We're going to grill it up here on the grill, and with a little bit of seasoned vegetables. I'll probably season the seasoned vegetables. I'll probably use a little bit of the spring asparagus from up north that's coming into season, and with a little bit of like parboiled potatoes, soft-boiled potatoes. And we'll make a nice lemon beurre blanc with a little bit of Pernod, some fresh herbs in it. Nice herb beurre blanc for you. Go over the fish.
Making me really hungry. I'm really going to leave you to do my crayfish for dinner.
Okay.
Because I'm getting really
Well, I'll do
hungry.
it.
So I'll leave you to it.
All right. It's a pleasure to meet you. Enjoy.
See you
Take
later.
care.
Here comes my crayfish. This is really rich. It's really good. All right, thank you very much. Well, it's been a long and tiring day for me here in Kiaora, but I had a lot of fun, a lot of firsts too. My first helicopter ride to catch a glimpse of that sperm whale, my first quad bike trip up a real farm, and how can I forget my first hongi with a Maori warrior. Well, I'm heading up to Nelson tomorrow to meet a lot of artists and other interesting people, so I better get some rest. It's a long 4-hour drive from here. I'm Timothy Go, and Kiaora from Kiaora.
This series was proudly presented by Tourism New Zealand and Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines offers you more than 18 flights a week to Auckland and Christchurch.
I've never been in a cave before. Kiaora from New Zealand!
This series is proudly presented by Tourism New Zealand and Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines offers you more than 18 flights a week to Auckland and Christchurch.